The iPhone SE is out. Well, it's been out for a while, but actually getting your hands on it was pretty hard. Now, the iPhone SE, just so you know, it's not SE, ESE, it's just SE. So it's not as cool, but one day they might add the other E on and then be like SE's special edition phone. Anyway, so on the specs side of it, out the gate, the box that you get is pretty standard. It comes with like your phone charger, which I think is just an 8-watt charger, a USB cable, the headphones that are wired sadly, but you can cut the wires and pretend like they're wireless. You just won't hear anything. That's your choice. Then also the SIM card ejector. That's pretty much the box. There's nothing else really in there. Phone size versus say some of the others. So for comparison, there's the iPhone XS, which is Nats, and it's pretty similar size to that. So if you've got smaller hands or you like that smaller form factor, then it'll tick that box. If you're looking at the iPhone 11 versus the iPhone SE and the iPhone XS, all for comparison, you can see there's quite a big jump in size. So if you're wanting a smaller phone for yourself and you don't want a massive phone, or you don't have big hands like me, it can be quite cumbersome to use single-handedly. The water resistance on this phone is I think 1 meter. I wouldn't say swim with the phone, but it's water and splash resist dust and water resistant and splash resistant too. So if you spilt water on it or got it wet, you would be fine. And quite a cool thing I've noticed now is like out in the rain, if you're on the phone, where I used to freak out, I don't freak out as much because it's built in to be sort of water resilient. The one thing I did note, and I got told this from a tech, is that the one place that water ingresses the most in them is the SIM card ejector. So if you're always popping your SIM card in and out, just make sure the little O-ring doesn't have too much dust or dirt on it. In terms of camera quality, awesome. I mean, it's a 12 megapixel facing out, 7 megapixel facing in. It does some pretty fancy stuff and makes like photos look pretty darn good for what it is. And if you're trying to compare this to the iPhone 7, iPhone 6, iPhone 8, man, like it's way better. You'll be happy. The screen size is a 4.7-inch screen, and all that means is if you've got the old iPhone 7 or 8, not the large ones, but just the normal, they're pretty much the same screen size. True Tone, fingerprint scanner, sizes it comes in the 64, 128, 256. If I was to give my advice, I'd say 64 or 128. Don't bother with the biggest size because you pay way more money for it. And to be honest, the amount of stuff that you can store on even just 64 gigs is a heck of a lot. Let alone 128 is probably like pretty overkill. If you want to know about wireless charging, this actually does have it, which I didn't actually know until I tried it. So all the phones have wireless charging from the iPhone 10 onwards, but this SE has it built in, so that's great. The back is, I think, the reason because it's a glass back, and I thought, oh, if it's a metal back, it can't do it. There you go. Fast charging, yes, you can fast charge it, but you need to buy a charger for that. It's like 18-watt charger it can support, which is more money, but you don't really need to do it. Battery care, like as long as you're not running it to the floor every day, it should be fine. It should last a pretty good time. In terms of if I would say to actually recommend this phone, definitely. Like I got this for my mum because I was like, well, there's no point you spending $1,300 on an iPhone 11 because you're not going to use many of those features, and you've got the cases already for your iPhone. She had an iPhone 6. What's the point of jumping up to that phone when it's not really as much of a power user as say some of us are? So if you're just using your phone for the general things like checking Facebook, Instagram, taking a photo of the kids or video of the kids, Spotify, calls and texts, then like this phone is perfect. It's $799, $500 cheaper than say the iPhone 11, and you get pretty much all the features. You don't get face recognition in that, but to be honest, face recognition is frustrating sometimes because if you've got like even my like reading glasses on, it'd be like, so then I've got to type in the code, but that fingerprint scanner on your one, or the iPhone SE, works like a treat every time. Now it does have the like the PayWave option too, so if you've got like a Westpac or ANZ or I think ASB as well, I think but actually all the banks here in NZ have it, you can like add your card into the wallet app on the phone, and then all of a sudden you can pay as you go with your phone like you would your card at like the supermarket and stuff. So that's pretty handy. I'm not sure, I can't remember if the other phones had it, but like this phone definitely does have it. The iPhone 11 definitely has it. And that's pretty much it. Like if I was to say, do I recommend this one? Like, yeah, 100%, because the price is always the key factor for me. Like if you're going to spend this much money, what are you going to get for it? Because if it's not going to be a deal, then it's not worth buying. And for $7.99, like, you get pretty much everything you want from a phone. If you don't care about like the latest tech and you just want to have an iPhone so you can have a wireless backup, you can do AirDrop, you can do iMessage with your friends and FaceTime with family and stuff, then it does it. The camera quality on it is great. Day-to-day usage will be awesome. And that's it. I hope it helps. Peace. Oh, before I go, here's a little word from our sponsors. Oh, we don't have any sponsors, so here's a little video from that.
This is a spoon that I absolutely love. I use it for my Lux protein that's just in here. Let me just get it real quick. I'm not going to stop any eye contact with you. So this is my Lux protein. What is it? And it makes me really shredded because I oxy shred. Yeah, I also get this oxy shred here. It's a different name on here, but I promise you it shreds you to the bone.